I'd be lying if I didn't say this is how I expected our boat life to be like for the past 5,500, however many miles.
You can really just see the devastation from Hurricane Ian.
This is it. This is the opportunity. So seizing it and hopefully it goes well.
121 miles to finish our loop. We can't get into contact to see if we can stay here overnight.
Hi, we're Jen, Elliot, and Ollie. In 2019, we left the United States and backpacked through 11 countries, all before deciding to come back home and try something completely new, pivoting into boat life. Our current adventure is America's Great Loop, a 6,000-mile journey through small towns, big cities, and the wilderness from the eastern portion of the United States, through the Great Lakes and Canada, and down the Midwest rivers, all aboard our home on the water, Pivot. Make sure you subscribe as we share our journey through the highs, lows, and everything in between.
Good morning. We're kicking off our first cruise on the Okeechobee Waterway today. We're anchored here in Glover Bight, just west of Cape Coral. And we're starting the morning with a little yoga.
I'd be lying if I didn't say this is how I expected our boat life to be like for the past 5,500, however many miles, but it's not.
It's okay.
It's okay, but we're doing it today.
That's right. Technically we have the current against us up the Caloosahatchee River this morning until 11, so we may not wait until 11 to leave, but we're in no rush. Oh, it's a great way to start the morning. Now, let's get some showers and vamos down the Okeechobee Waterway. Today we are going to be transiting up the Caloosahatchee River through our first lock, which will be Franklin Lock on the Okeechobee Waterway. And we're going to be seeing a lot of the devastation from Hurricane Ian, because right directly on our starboard side is going to be Fort Myers, which Fort Myers Legacy Marina, I believe is the name of it. I could be wrong on that. Was one of the ones that was completely destroyed, and that's a very popular, or was a very popular looper marina. Many loopers would just winter down here after completing their loop, but no mas, and I don't know if they're rebuilding it or the timeline on rebuilding it, but I hope they're able to get it back and up and running, because we've heard really good things about it. It's just sad to see. It's a little unfortunate about the tides, as I mentioned earlier. Basically, the tide will switch at the first bridge that we go under, which is about an hour after we start our cruise. And the tide switches there at 11 a.m., which means that the current, which is always after the tide, you won't start feeling a boost until after 11, maybe 11:30 or something. But we can't leave that late because we are doing, I think, 40 miles today, and the locks on the Okeechobee Waterway are all 7 to 5. So we need to actually get there early enough to be able to lock through. So we can't wait for the tides in the river, and so I'm going 3.2 knots right now. And it's really sad. This is definitely slower than slow. Real quick, let us introduce you to the sponsor of today's video, Yachtwave. Yachtwave is the all-in-one app to simplify boat ownership
and they just released iPad support. Forget journaling your maintenance where it can get lost, or searching through your paperwork to see when your next oil change is. Manage your boat with YachtWave's intuitive experience. Schedule your next zinc replacement or record your most recent generator oil change all within the app. YachtWave is always being updated, and they recently integrated photo documentation, so you can now manage the systems on your boat with more clarity. An integral part of boat maintenance is cataloging your spares. YachtWave has a solution for this, and by showing when you're running low, you can simply grab the part number and order replacements. YachtWave stores all your information in the cloud, meaning you can access it from your iPad, your computer, or your phone. It also has incredible offline support. YachtWave will always be free with 0 ads for boat owners, so scan this code or go to your Android or Apple app stores to learn more. Now let's get back to our cruise down the Okeechobee Waterway.
We have made it to Fort Myers, Florida, and you can really just see the devastation from Hurricane Ian. A lot of the markers, they have the posts, just no signs. So we're just kind of using our charts and guessing which post is which color marker. But yeah, there's a lot of cranes. They are working on it. They are working on rebuilding, but the entire waterfront was really, unfortunately, destroyed. If you watched our videos a few videos ago, we're passing by where we went to the Looperpalooza event. That was at the Caloosahatchee Convention Center, which is right here on the water. And back then, we did not expect to be coming through this way on the loop, but here we are. We are out of the very wide open Caloosahatchee River, where we've had a lot of wind in our face all morning. But it's been very calm, it hasn't been bad. And now we're kind of coming into the much more protected section of the river before we get to our first lock, which will be Franklin Lock. And the first infrastructure piece that we're running into is this really cool railroad bridge. And it's always nice when they have these bridges that are defaulted into the open position. And what it is they're always open, and unless the train is coming through, and that's when they'll close. A lot of times they're unmanned, they're just remotely operated, or even just automatically triggered. So you have to be a little bit careful when you come up to them, because you don't want them to accidentally close on you. That'd be pretty bad. But it's pretty cool, you know, just speed of infrastructure that we get to travel through.
Everything moves, everything pulses, everything lies in the eyes of you. Everything moves, everything pulses, everything lies in the eyes of you. Everything lies in the eyes of you, eyes of you, in the eyes of you. But ramble on, chug along, and if the beat stops stomping, then something's wrong. Ignore it's on, it's just a song, but I can see your white-knuckled hand from holding on.
So one of the things that I did not, it's not that I didn't get to do, there was plenty of opportunities. I didn't take advantage of any of the opportunities presented to me to go through a lock with me at the helm. And so since we're doing this route, I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to take advantage of trying to not dock the boat, but trying to lock the boat. I'm gonna give it a go. We'll see how it is. It's pretty windy, so I'm a little nervous. We have a boat behind us, so we will be locking through with another boat. But this is it. This is the opportunity. So seizing it, and hopefully it goes well. Fingers crossed. Hi there. We are heading eastbound, and we would like to request your next lock through, please.
Roger that, I see you. I'm just done locking to eastbound right now. Once I get the gate shut, lower the chamber for you. When you get a green light, come on your starboard side if you can. Make sure life vests are on.
That sounds great. Thank you so much.
Good job!
Yay!
So many
fenders are at, all 7, just in case. It's not that I'm trying to intentionally hit the boat, but my tight handling skills of pivot aren't really like well practiced, so today is practice.
While Jennifer is locking, she is also doing the fenders, because that's not my role and I do not trust myself to mis-tie a fender and lose a fender, and that's all we need. The last few days on the loop. I do know how to tie a fender, but sometimes I mess up. Because this Jen's shop, she does it so well that I've never had to get good at it. And so she's actually just doing the whole thing. I'll be up here while she's locking through, and then I'm gonna just go down and I'll grab the line if there's a line, or we'll use one of our lines. I don't really know what these locks are gonna have for us, so it'll be a bit of an adventure.
It's like more cowbell, more bow thruster.
Yeah, we got lines coming down, by the way. So basically you're just gonna go up probably to where the guardhouse is, because they have plenty of room back here.
Yeah.
And then we'll just go from there, okay?
Okay.
There we go. Okay, I'll give you a bow line and a stern line.
Okay. Good. And that's good. I have a stern line, so stop it there.
All right.
Yeah, then we'll hold it. Great, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job! Jen did an amazing job. I'm very impressed. Good job. You got to a lock wall.
Got to a lock wall. That was not
lock wall too.
Yeah. That was not the like eloquent like Elliot is, where he just like really gets up close. But for the first time, I would say it wasn't too shabby. So pretty happy with it. But let's be real, then I have to get off of it, so you know.
Jen did an amazing job.
Don't want to celebrate too early.
121 miles to finish our loop.
Okay, seeing that sign is pretty crazy.
How does Ollie spend her time going through a lock? Oh, just lounging in the sun.
Taking my time, no more stalling. We're getting ready to go. We're getting off of the fence. I think we're ready to take our chances. Let's go all in.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're gonna be kicking hard to the left.
Okay, alright, how about you just take over this? Yeah, we're kicking all over in here. Alright, that didn't go as smoothly as coming in.
Great job. Still a little rocky on the exit, but we didn't hit anything. No worries. It's very windy today. You did a good job.
Not beautifully done. That was a little...
We had 2 people doing 2 things at once, and then 1 person was doing 3 things at once. We were chatting, we were talking together, you were driving, and you were thinking about the camera.
Yeah.
Without the camera, it would have been totally fine. The camera actually missed the best part, because you got off the wall fine. You did a good job with that. It was just
and then
after
I just
that.
lost track of like, I was like focusing on conversation, focusing on like you, and then I like lost track of where the wheel was.
Yeah, which is hard because when
You
you're
have to stay focused.
yeah, you have to stay focused leaving the locks.
Yeah.
Yep.
And docking.
Did a
and all
good job.
that jazz. Today for lunch we are having leftovers, and we have leftover black bean burger with like a chipotle adobo mayo, and then some like Mexican slaw with like cabbage, cilantro, jalapenos, and then like a very light vinaigrette. I always try to plan our grocery trip like the day before that we're like going to leave somewhere, if we're at like a dock, for example when we were at Bill and Margie's dock, but we ended up staying like a few extra days, and we changed our plans throughout this, so I'm kind of gonna have to be very creative going forward with meals, because I don't know that there's a grocery store. We still have yet to figure that out on this route. And then we have like no produce. We have some onions and we have 1 bell pepper. So
It was probably very wrinkly too.
yeah, it's a very wrinkly bell pepper.
So if we went the other route like we had been planning before making this pivot, we would have ended up in Marco Island waiting out the weather. And in Marco Island there's an anchorage right next to a Winn-Dixie. That was the plan.
That was the plan.
So now The plan's out the window. We pivoted.
Yeah, we threw the plan out. So we're starting from scratch. And it's going to be very interesting. So you'll have to stay tuned to see what I figure out or what grocery stores we find and whatnot. So, but this looks good. Lunch looks good.
We are seriously getting St. John's River vibes, which if you guys have been following us for that long, thank you. But that was where we bought Pivot actually. That was where we did our maiden voyage. It was going south on the St. John's River. And a lot of similar landscapes, Central Florida kind of vibes. Same color in the water, the same trees, a little bit less people in the St. John's than here, but it's just really taking us back, and it's kind of crazy. We're at the end of our journey and there's so many things that are making us think back to the beginning. And as soon as I shut down the camera, I saw my first alligator so far on the river. Wow, that was cool. Pretty decent size, maybe 4 or 5 feet. I mean, it was pretty far away and I could see it, so not a small one. It wasn't a big, massive one. It wasn't tiny. Cool. Cool. I think it's super cool, all these old swing bridges here in Florida. I didn't expect there to be that many. There really aren't that many swing bridges on the loop as a whole, so it's kind of neat whenever you get to go through one. And we had this one, and then I think maybe 2 or 3 vlogs ago we had a swing bridge. Very neat. We are coming into La Belle, and that is our final destination for today. It's been a long one with the current against us all day, but a fun one.
Yeah.
And there are some town docks here in La Belle, so we heard from the lock tender that they were closed. So we're gonna go check it out. We have plan B, which was these park docks right behind us, and I heard they're pretty narrow, pretty shallow, but we can just tie on the ends because nobody's here. So let's go see how it is. Alright, you too, bye. Docks are closed for maintenance, so let's go let Ollie out. Figure out where we're going.
Elliot called the La Belle City to ask about the city docks. Yeah, Elliot was given a number to call the code enforcement people, which was hilarious. And so anyway, they told us that the docks are closed for maintenance. A boat that we've been traveling with today told us that the docks were closed like for maintenance 3 weeks ago when they were coming through. And yeah, so now we're going to another set of docks, but we hope to just dock there just temporarily, just to let Ollie out.
Yeah.
And then I think we might be anchoring right behind the boat we were with today.
Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, or potentially up or down river.
We need to make sure we take Ollie out now because that's what we were planning on. If you watched our last video, we ran out of time and did not take her out last night. She did do her business on the boat, so that's amazing. All right, we are docking there. We're gonna dock basically parallel to the slips. See what the sign says for if we can stay there overnight. I have no clue really. I asked code enforcement. They said they don't deal with this area, probably the other side of the river. So we shall see.
I think this is the most beautiful docking job we've ever done. We have midship on a piling. We have the stern on a end of the slip, and we have the bow on another end of the slip. This is called beautiful.
All right, let's take Ollie for a walk.
It's hilarious.
Well, I've called probably about 6 different people. Nobody was the right person, all transferring me around, and I think I found the number to the right person and they are not here. So we can't get into contact to see if we can stay here overnight. So we're just not gonna do it. We'll just go drop the hook upriver a little bit. All right, time to move. We were kind of considering getting groceries here, but I think we're gonna have a better opportunity later down the loop. So might as well get off the dock now while we have daylight and find our anchorage. We're gonna drive by another park dock, which we don't know if we can have access to or allow us overnight, but we're gonna kind of zip on close by and check it out. Well, we decided to drop the hook just a little bit upstream than the town of LaBelle. It just, yeah, the docks just weren't big enough and the town dock wasn't open that we were planning to go to. So we pivoted again, because that's how we do.
Pivot, 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 pivot.
Fortunately, it's 20 feet deep here, so.
It's not ideal.
Yeah, we have 80 feet out. Wind and current will keep us in line.
Yeah, and it's not supposed to be terribly windy.
No, back down on it, make sure we don't move tonight. This is our spot for the night. I was really hoping that the LaBelle town docks were gonna be open, not only to explore LaBelle, because it's a small town and we love small towns, but for the power. They have power at that dock. And we are running low on juice. You know, in the winter we're getting less solar. We had a couple poor sunlight days while we were in Caloosahatchee, so we ran the generator. We'll turn on the AC at least while we do that, just to cool down the boat. You know, two birds with one stone. Why does this thing give us problems every once in a while? Come on, Annie, you can do it. Annie is the name of our generator. I don't know why she's in this face sometimes. It's okay, we still love her.
Tonight for dinner we are using up whatever we have. I'm really digging in our freezer and in our pantry, which is a good thing. Yeah, it is a good thing. I just wish we had like maybe a grocery store that I knew like we were going to. So this whole Okeechobee Waterway could be no grocery store, but that'll be a problem for another day. Tonight for dinner, we are having some spaghetti with like vegetarian meatballs and a side salad. And I'm using up the leftover Caesar salad dressing that I had. And we're using up the remaining of the salad and the remaining cherry tomatoes, the remaining parsley. And yeah, and then I'm digging into the pantry items with some frozen meatballs and some tomatoes. So today should be good. We'll see about tomorrow though.
You said dinner's ready? Holy cow, that looks good. What a beautiful sunset.
Gorgeous.
Dinner was absolutely delicious, thank you.
You're welcome.
Our first day on the Okeechobee Waterway.
Yeah, it didn't go completely as planned. There were a few pivots along the way, but that's kind of our motto, our jam, our like...
You haven't gotten that by now.
Yeah. So...
We enjoyed it, and it's like kind of a trip down memory lane as we are on this last phase of our loop. So we are reminiscing all day long.
Yeah. It's very bittersweet that we are coming to the end, but we are also very excited because it means the goal that we had set for ourselves to learn how to boat, to do this trip to...
2 years ago. 2
years ago is coming to a close. So it just feels like a huge accomplishment. It feels kind of like coming up to graduation day.
And I'm gonna knock on wood, because that's what we do, because we're not gonna jinx it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we've appreciated you guys following along. And we're excited for the next few days.
Thanks so much for watching.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ollie, you're not allowed to go for any swims, girlfriend. We're gonna take her out, figure out a plan. Bing, bang, boom. Pivot, pivot,
bang,
pivot,
bang,
pivot,
boom.
pivot, pivot.
Like Captain Elliot says. Bing,
just
bang, boom.
like that. You're going to do great. It's like wah wah wah.
What are you doing, babe?
Cleaning up the lines
Yeah.
because someone doesn't clean up the lines.
Look, I'm not good at that job. I'm good at docking and undocking and locking and unlocking. Where's your bowl?
That's what she's asking too.
Where is it?
Where's my bowl, folks?
It's right here. And it's not your dinner time yet.